Hi, Vaer, or Vaer Watches, an American-made watch company. The company was founded in 2016 by two guys, Ryan Torres and Reagan Cook, and they officially launched sales in 2017. The success of their first watch allowed them to grow, and they went into divers a few years later, and this is a biased opinion, but I think everyone should have a diver. Then they went into chronographs, which I'm super stoked for, and they launched that in 2022 last year. So this company's growing. They're coming out with lots of different types of watches, and we're going up. Now, if you're watching this video, you're probably one of three viewers. One, someone who doesn't really know anything about watches. Two, someone who does have knowledge in watches. And three, someone who has interest in Vaer. So welcome to the channel, welcome to the video. Now myself, I do have an interest in watches. Honestly, I have a ton of watches going in and out of my collection. I don't talk about it publicly, but this one is super exciting because I get to work with Vaer, but at the same time, this is the first American watch that I have in my collection, and I'm really stoked about it. So let's get into it. Okay. Nice, sent over shirt. There's also a little tool to adjust my bracelet size, so it's exciting. Sweet. So we got a Vaer shirt, assembled in the United States of America, waterproof, warranty guaranteed. So straight out of the package, the box. It's thin, so we're gonna open this up. This is the diver, guys. Using your watch in the water, perfectly suited for underwater activity. One thing I forgot to note is that they definitely stand by their watches. And what I mean by that is waterproof warranty. Swim, surf, dive in all Vaer watches. I live in Utah, so right now it's not the time for swimming, but I love to snowboard. I love to take my watches out, and so I think this is a perfect fit for that. So don't be scared to take your watches out. They are insured. The first watch we have is their new DS5 Meridian Black automatic 38mm dive watch. It has an open case back, so you could see the movement of the watch. You have a rotating bezel. So for those that do know about watches, I'm just gonna list the technical details on the side of the screen so you could read that. And for those that don't, this watch actually comes in two different sizes, a 42mm and a 38, and the way they measure that is the case size. And so I have a small wrist, it's a 6-inch, so I went with a 38. When I mentioned the automatic movement earlier, what that means is when you wear it, and the natural motion of your wrist and the movements automatically powers the watch. So when you put it down and you're not wearing it, it could last up to 41 hours, still running, but if you pick it up within that time, the clock won't stop. It has a very simple dial, easy to read. You see the logo at the top, 660 feet, 200 meters, water resistance, again, waterproof warranty. It says automatic for the automatic movement, and under that is a date calendar. And I don't know about you, but I'm always looking down at my watch, not only for the time, but also the date. So you have the date and time on your wrist right here. It also has a 20mm strap, which is almost standard, I'd say. And there's this little knob right here, which makes it a quick change. So you just need to pull that knob and it comes off. And to put it on, you just pull that knob again and it's on. So the convenience of changing straps it's there. So actually, before I put it on, it also came with a second strap, and I believe almost all Vaer watches come with two straps. This is a black solid rubber strap, which is great for working out, snowboarding, and when I'm out around town, this is a nice khaki nylon strap. Very nice. So again, easy to swap in and out. So we're gonna put that back in here. I have a 6-inch wrist, and this is the 38mm, so that's how it looks on my wrist. Just wearing it feels good. I like that it's smaller than my wrist. This fits really well. It looks really good on my 6-inch wrist. Another thing to note, if you haven't worn it, but you want to have the power reserved in it, you could pull out the crown and you could turn it and wind it. I don't know if you could hear that. So if you wind it up and you let it go, you don't have to shake it, you don't have to wear it. It'll store that energy or that power and allow your watch to continue to run. So in order to change the date window, it doesn't look like it has a quick set date function. So I need to turn the crown 24 hours and then it'll change the date window. Once I'm done, I'm just gonna press down, lock in the crown. Make sure you lock in the crown all the way, twist it in, make sure it's sealed tight before you take it underwater or any situation that could get water in it. I keep remembering things I should have said earlier, but okay. So a dive watch. So for people that do know watches, just bear with me. Dive watches were made to obviously help you dive, hence the rotating bezel. So the rotating bezel helps you track time. So if I set it, let's say I set it here, and then I go underwater, I'm not looking for what time it is. This will help me track how much time I've spent since I've changed the bezel, and it's kind of like a countdown. And that's kind of a function used for divers. And the popularity of the style and the functionality of a dive watch grew tremendously. And so now people wear dive watches that don't even dive, like myself, as well as a ton of other people. All right, so that's it for the new DS5 Meridian Black dive watch. Let's get into the next one. Whoa. This one has a sticker. Ooh, there's stickers in it. Nice. Thank you. Oh, this one's super exciting. Holy cow. This is one of the newer releases, the R1 Chronograph. Man, that is a beautiful watch. It's just like, when my fiance Devin doesn't really understand this, but she knows, like, I'm like, when I see watches, I'm like, and when you just see like a beautiful watch, you just kind of, you can't take your eyes off of it, you know? It's, okay, this is weird. All right, so specs are up on the screen. It has that same rubber tropic strap, which I think is also perfect for snowboarding. This chronograph also comes in two sizes, the 42mm and the 38. So I went with the 38. This one is different. It doesn't have an open case back. However, it is a different type of watch. A quick blurb about chronographs: it serves multiple functions. So one, it tells the time, the clock. Two, there are two buttons at the top. They control, it's a stopwatch. So you click it, the counter starts going, and then stop. The bottom button resets it back to 0. So on the dial, which I got the cream dial, so if you're interested, the cream dial, I think has that perfect retro style. So on the dial, you see the clock, you see the chronograph, the stopwatch function. On the right, there is a small black circle that says 6, 12, 18, 24. That is a 24-hour clock, military time, if that's what you use. At the bottom, at 6 o'clock, that is the seconds hand. So you'll see that ticking each second, and all the way on the other side with the, it looks like black and red. Correct me if I'm wrong, maybe navy, but it looks black to me, black and red. That controls the, that'll tell you how long it's been, 60 minutes, 30 minutes when you run the chronograph function. So this is a very functional watch. So a quick thing about design, this watch was inspired by 1960s, 1970s type of a racing chronograph. So racers, car racers, people, drivers, they wore chronographs back then to help them time racing, I guess, laps, to help them do their jobs. And this was a vintage style type of inspired style. So I love the look of it. Again, I think cream is the way to go with this watch. And back to quick change straps. I'm a huge fan of the Jubilee bracelet. It'll take me some time to adjust it to my small wrist, but for now, we'll just leave it here. So this tropic strap is phenomenal. Like it could go smaller than my 6-inch wrist. So it it caters to a lot of different wrist sizes. So that's how it looks. It fits and it wears really well on the wrist. It's just really beautiful to look at. I love all the different functions of it, and wow. Also, before I forget, all these little things, sapphire crystal. So if you know watches, you know, but it's the glass on top of the watch. This one, it's a little domed, and it protrudes at the top so you could see it. But I believe that just adds to the design and the beauty of these watches. So this one protrudes and the diver doesn't. It's straight, but you can really see the glass. For those that do know watches, thanks for bearing with me. For those that are interested in Vaer, I know I've been eyeing them for a while and looking for reviews online, because you know we all do that. And hopefully watching this video will give you a better idea of the company as well as their watches and what it looks like, you know, the full unboxing process, what you'll get, you know, the quality. Go check out vaerwatches.com. They have a huge catalog of watches, from the very first one that they started off with to the divers to the chronographs. They have GMTs. Just it's like, be careful, because once you get into it, it's a beautiful, it's a great hobby, but it's also, it can be dangerous, because once you get one watch, you know, I like to say it's a gateway watch. You know, I always thought I'd be a one watch collection type of guy, and thank you for watching. If you have any questions, feel free to shoot me a DM. Thank you, Vaer Watches. These watches they're fantastic. So stay tuned for more content. I'll be posting a lot more about Vaer Watches on my Instagram, so check that out. Links in the description. Thanks for watching again, you guys. Peace.